Today, we're speaking with Julie Pastrick, President and CEO of the Greater Flagstaff Chamber of Commerce. Welcome to 10 with Palm, a series created to dialogue for 10 minutes with community leaders and those of influence throughout Arizona. My name is Dan Palm, and today we're speaking with Julie Pastrick, President and CEO of the Greater Flagstaff Chamber of Commerce and founding member and president of the Northern Arizona Military Affairs Council. It's great to have you here for a few moments today to talk with us about the Greater Flagstaff Chamber of Commerce. As a fundamental part of this episode, I'd like to understand if you could share with us what the Greater Flagstaff Chamber of Commerce does within the community and the work you do with local businesses.
Well, is this an all-day interview, Daniel? Just kidding. Since 1891, the Chamber has been in the business of helping businesses be successful. We do that in many ways, but we believe strongly that a healthy business climate and a vibrant community are inseparable. One doesn't exist without the other. You go up and down I-40, for example, and the communities that are really flourishing have a really vibrant business atmosphere and healthy businesses at their core. So we do that by convening leaders and influencers who are able to discuss and bring problems to the table on issues that are important to business growth and have solutions available for the broader community and push those solutions out. We connect businesses with each other so that they can elevate their brand, their name, their products, their services, and are a huge catalyst for economic development. Everything we do is meant to create economic impact. So that is from a foundation, which is economic development driven, to support all the activity that is an opportunity for business growth, businesses that are here to stay healthy, as well as attracting business to our community, growing businesses, creating jobs. So it's a broad brush, and it happens in many, many ways. We have a staff that's dedicated to and passionate about being in a quality of life community, so it works.
That's great. So you're really looking at the economic engines of the economies, the local economy here in Greater Flagstaff, and trying to drive that forward, and so that there's a broad amount of success among the community.
Exactly. That's exactly what we do. And we heard early on from businesses that once COVID happened, that the stress was overwhelming. So we immediately launched a one-on-one, what we call the chamber check-in, and we're able to actually converse with probably of 1,000 member database, probably upwards of 850 to 900 of our member investors about their needs, about their concerns. Where do I go from here? How are you feeling? Just that one-on-one sharing with our member investors, our concerns for them. And that's where our platform for activity began. And immediately we capitalized and compiled a lot of the answers that they wanted into a website called Flagstaff Open, which was available community and is available community-wide. It has the hours and the products and services, any changes in schedules online. We immediately also, because we knew that businesses were struggling, reached out to sectors to help. But what's unusual about what happened in Flagstaff, Daniel, and at the same time good, is that when Governor Ducey knew this problem was bubbling, he took care of naming many, many businesses as essential. And as you know, essential businesses were allowed to remain open. Because of that, just think of who was essential. All of the healthcare arena, veterinary and people care, all of financial, manufacturers, real estate, construction, to name some of them. There's so many. So across the community, many businesses weren't affected as badly as some. Now, what do we do to restore and boost restaurants and bars and lodging, retail, gyms, the types of establishments that we represent to a large degree, yet many of them are functioning either only at 50% or are struggling with not really being open the way they would like to be. We make sure the pulse of what our member businesses are feeling is current and have played just this vital lifeline to the financial relief that the federal government has been able and generous enough to provide to many. We have found out that many have received the PPP, which is payroll protection, and many have received the EIDL, either the emergency disaster loan grant or the loan. That has propped up our community. That has saved Flagstaff. That has actually saved the state.
The Greater Flagstaff Chamber of Commerce has really been in the gap, filling in the gap, so to speak, between federal government money and opportunities for local businesses to help support them during what is a very challenging time. I wanted to shift just slightly, if we could, to the Northern Arizona Military Affairs Council that I understand that you founded and are president of. And I understand there's some exciting news around recent developments, and I wonder if you could share more about the mission of the organization and what it's doing here in Northern Arizona, and really some of the most recent news coming out of that.
Well, thank you so much. I'm very proud that Senator McCain had a vision that our Northern Arizona military installation should be a part of the whole state. As you know, we're a very, very vibrant military state and military-based community as a state. And our voice was minimized. So he said, let's put a private sector panel together. And the mission is very elementary. Advocate for the legislation that will help grow private investment, bring private investment to the Camp Navajo Belmont area, and create jobs. At the same time that you're doing that, you're providing exposure for their missions and hoping that people in the region understand how valuable both Camp Navajo and Naval Observatory Flagstaff are to our region.
This is fantastic news with regards to Camp Navajo and the Belmont area and this greater Flagstaff area that we talk about. Could you share more about some of the recent, I understand there's some economic news that's coming out of there as well, and work that Martha McSally has done and others in collaboration with yourself and this council?
We have been visiting as a military council many private businesses, going back with some of the other installations in southern Arizona, the Yuma 50, Southern Arizona Defense Council, Fort Huachuca, Luke Air Force Base, to express our needs for private investment growth and or the investment that happens every year in the National Defense Act or the Defense Bill, National Defense Authorization Act. And for the past couple of years, we've said there are a lot of private businesses that would like to invest in Camp Navajo, but there's been a hurdle having to deal with a lot of bureaucracy. So now there's 3,000 acres of land that have been conveyed to the Department of Military Affairs in Phoenix, and we have an opportunity to use that for economic development, for private industry that's compatible in our county with the manufacturers that are already there along I-40, and it's just going to be wonderful. The BNSF will play a major role there. The manufacturers that are there already who have rail spurs and who are perhaps not using all the acreage that they own could be adjacent to this 3,000 acres, and it's taken many years to get the right ducks in a row, and I have to thank Senator McSally very much, because she is the one who made a very large effort to put the language in the Senate Armed Services Committee bill, and House Armed Services as well then wrote language, and we're on our way. We just heard about a week ago that we're going to be able to move forward with that land conveyance. So for Northern Arizona, and of course NAU has already invested in a pilot private-public project there, and it's just marvelous that jobs are being created, because as you know, in Flagstaff, our footprint sometimes is not as big as it should be for those that want to invest in our region.
Thank you, Julie, for taking a few moments to speak with us today. If you've not yet liked the 10 with Palm Facebook page, I encourage you to do so, and suggest others in Arizona that I might speak with in future episodes. My name is Dan Palm. Stay tuned for more conversations with community leaders and those of influence throughout Arizona.